I'm very excited to share that this season I've partnered with one of my new favourite brands, Current Body. You may have seen Current Body's LED light therapy masks on social media or in the leading fashion magazine's list of game changers for skin, and with good reason. It is 31% more powerful than other LED masks and has been proven to reduce wrinkles by 24% in just 4 weeks, as well as helping even skin tone, reduce redness, and minimise the appearance of pores. I couldn't believe it either, but this is why it works. The mask uses clinically proven wavelengths, red and near infrared. The red light waves accelerate collagen production within the skin, whilst near infrared wavelengths boost blood circulation, leaving the skin glowing, plump and youthful. You only need to pop it on for 10 minutes, at least 3 to 5 times a week. It is 100% safe, pain-free and hands-free, so you can sit back and watch some telly. Or my guilty secret is I use it as an excuse for a little meditation whilst letting my mask do its job. So if you're ready to invest in your skin's future, head to the link in my Instagram bio and use my discount code StyleDNA for 15% off. Your skin will thank you too. This week, I'm going on a style journey with double Olympic champion, global inspirational and motivational speaker, TV presenter and author, the simply awesome Honorary Colonel Dame Kelly Holmes, MBE. Hello and welcome, Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God.
So excited.
I am really humbled to be sitting here with a woman of so many skills and such a record of achievements. Just simply awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on here. Seeing you've had some wonderful guests. So yeah, I'm honoured.
Oh, well, wonderful to see you here. And it was so lovely to reconnect with you at no less than Buckingham Palace. Sorry, got to drop that in there. Because it's possibly a couple of years since we saw each other. And since then, you're on an absolute roll. I mean, your latest book, Unique, is out. You are out and loved up. And by the look of things, never been happier. So that is just, can we take a moment to talk about life for you right now?
Yeah, I feel so good. I just feel so energized and motivated, and I'm manifesting positivity around me for my life and bringing other people into that mindset. You know, I think I've gone through different journeys like most people, but I feel like I'm really owning who I am and, you know, stating a claim and this is me and that's it, you know, put up with me.
You are simply radiating health and happiness. You really are. I mean, I honestly, I could say since I last saw you a couple of years ago, you look 10 years younger and really in your power.
Yeah, I think so. I think I have my eyes wide open. I'm really in the present now, which I wasn't before because I was always sort of sitting back on who I was and not really putting myself forward. I knew people knew me, people were very respectful around me and knew my achievements from my athletics capabilities, but I don't think people really got to know me. I wouldn't allow it. And also I think if you're holding things back, it shows, you know, it shows when you bring it forward because then the happiness comes through. You can be more of you. You haven't got those inhibitions, those worries. And I feel different, but not because I, as a person, is sort of like, you know, now I'm going to be this person. It's just that I have got everything that I want to have of me. My personality can shine. I can wear what I want. I don't sound bad, but care what people think anymore. And that is a massive change.
But I think you can see that ease and joy in your face. And what you just mentioned about, you know, when you're holding stuff in, you see it in someone's face and in their eyes. And all I see here is just this sort of openness and this warmth and this joy. So if we were drinking right now, I would say cheers to you because this is simply fantastic. And this year is your 20th anniversary of your
20 years. Where's that gone?
Where has it gone? I mean, looking
mad.
at you right now, it looks like you could just hit the track again.
No, I can't believe it's 20 years. It's just, it's astonishing where that's gone, but also obviously all those changes within that time. But I think that's one of the other reasons why I'm just so happy to be in the place that I'm in now, because, you know, normally when you celebrate 20 years, it's people in marriage, isn't it? It's like that commitment and, you know, I think patience, basically. Anyone that could be married that, that amount of time. But in this, it's about that achievement, normative, also what else you've done within that time, because I can, you know, if I think 20 years of what I have done, but where I've got to, that for me is the biggest achievement. And now I feel that I totally own myself in my 20 years. I feel like, okay, so that's now time to push forward to the next stage of my career. So it actually feels a real kind of celebration of the life journey that I've had.
That's a lovely way of putting it. Have you got any plans to celebrate the 20 years?
We're just doing various things. I'm actually going to Athens for 4 days, but that's a holiday, a little trip, a bit of
gorgeous.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
And then I think I'll be having parties with friends, and, you know, it's not one big thing. I think for me, it's 20 years. It took me 20 years to achieve that dream. We're 20 years on.
Yeah.
So what's my next stage?
Do you ever put those medals back on?
This year I've been bringing them out because I used to have to traipse around. When I say traipse around with them, I was always so worried.
Are they heavy?
They actually are. So they're not as big. I should have bought them, shouldn't I? They're not as big as the ones that they do now, because they seem to have gone from, you know, a reasonable sized medal to this kind of like chocolate, you know, like the
Chocolate drop.
you know, like at Christmas, you used to have those big round chocolates that you peel off. They're massive. But mine are really heavy.
Shrunk.
Yeah. No, they're really heavy. And I love to see people's reaction to holding an Olympic medal.
Oh, I'm kicking myself
Right?
now that I
should
didn't
have
ask you to bring
should
one.
have. But I think it's more because of history. What I love about it is that I won them in Athens.
Yeah. Talking Athens, you've just hosted the Athena Effect event.
Yes.
That's quite a mouthful. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so one of the things I thought within this 20 years is how can I go out of my comfort zone, do things that I'm really passionate about, but bring them to the mainstream? Because I go around the world speaking at corporate events. I talk around mental health awareness, D&I, women empowerment, high performance, and I love it. But I feel like it's sort of a closed environment, so it's whoever works for that company. But because of this year, and connecting with far more people than I ever did. I don't think people realise how disconnected I was from people. So I mean that in a sense of people knew who I was, my name, my state, what I've done, right? That's fine. But it would only ever be in that context that I would interact with people. Very rarely would I do it on a social platform, you know, go for dinners and lunches and have coffees and just be me, like just relax, because I was so scared of what everyone thought about me, that judgment around just everything. I was so petrified about how people perceive me, what people would say about me, what would get out. And so what I decided is that I've met so many women in particular who have, I say issues, I don't mean in a bad way, but if you talk to a collective of women, it's either about what they feel about themselves, the lack of motivation that they have, energy, the feeling that they haven't achieved in their life. There's so many things that always seem to be on a negative edge rather than a positive of people that we might meet with that are quite positive, right? So I thought if I do the Athena Effect, it was about bringing people together from all walks of life. So I literally had people that have followed me for years who I've never met to people in the public eye. And the first thing that I did, and I chose Athena because Athena is like the goddess of battle and warrior and confidence, and, you know, so I chose that as the name. And what I did when I brought everyone together is the first thing I said is take off your titles, take off your, you know, all of the achievements you perceive to have done, or whatever, and just come with your first name. So come as you. Give yourself that acceptance that actually you're coming into that room, not because of your work, not because of your children, your family, just of you. And I've never seen such a diverse setting at all. And I go around the world, like I say, in corporates.
Yeah.
It was all women of all ages, all races, cultures, orientation, everything. And the energy was amazing. I felt so buzzed that I put it on. So that's my next one. So you've got to come next year, right?
Oh,
to my big conference.
please.
You've got to come next year.
I was going to say, what are the projects or that you're most excited about at the moment?
I think growing something like that because, like I say, so over this period of time, I'd say probably a year and a half, the different things that have happened to me is I realised that I was like a lot of people with that word imposter syndrome.
Yep.
So I didn't realise I'd ever get to feel like that.
I love it. Double Olympic
Right?
gold medal
Yeah.
winner, Imposter Syndrome. I mean,
Yeah. I wasn't comfortable going into our meeting rooms with people that are journalists, presenters for years, been on the programme for 25 years and have had free speech. I felt like so intimidated because I felt I don't know how to add value to his conversation because, again, it's very strange where people go, oh, what do you mean? I've never had normal just chit-chat.
that's fascinating
Yeah.
because you're an inspirational and motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You're eloquent. You really understand so much about life and people. It's fascinating that you would feel imposter syndrome.
It can affect anyone at different stages of your career and different environments and situations. So mine was the fact that I had come from me as Kelly Holmes and all the things that sort of happened over the past couple of years where I'm trying to own who I am as Kelly.
Yep.
And not the Dame Kelly Holmes, the Kelly. And when I went into that environment, I thought, I don't know how to interact and just talk normally. It sounds really weird. Like just have chit chat about what you've been doing. And they were talking about relationships and sex and all these things that I'm just like, oh, God, cringe, and things I've watched on television. I thought, I don't think I've watched television. You know what I mean? I might watch a Netflix series, but I don't really just watch normal things. So what happened was, and I also think I'm very slow at processing. And this is not, I don't want to be embarrassed with it because I thought, no, I didn't achieve anything at school. I was a runner from the age of 12. Inspired by my PE teacher, and that was who I was, and that's why I went on, I think, to achieve what I did. Because at school, I just couldn't learn. I just don't know. And now, of course, they do tests for everybody. And
so you didn't achieve anything
academically
at school.
Yes, that is correct. Academically. So I'm also quite slow at processing when people were asking me straight away factual things or whatever, and I think, oh my God, I don't really know if I understand what you're asking me to talk about. So I have to go away, think about it, and then I've got my answer. So when I'm sitting in a room, say like at Loose Women, I kept thinking, they're all just chatting, talking. I just thought, I'm just sitting here. And what I did is revert back to me saying I didn't have a voice, which I hated because I used to talk about the fact that I didn't have a voice. I couldn't be heard because of not being out and open. I didn't have ownership of my voice and who I was. And I found myself reverting, which I hated because I feel like I've gained my voice since coming out. But in a certain situation, I was reverting back to just sit down and listen and, not be worried about what somebody thinks of me.
Yeah.
Then I went on Panto in Plymouth. And this is the story. This is how I had my voice. I went on Panto December 2023 last year. And I went out of my comfort zone and never thought I would do that.
Brave.
Yeah, I'm not an actor, singer, performer, anything. And I went on Panto purely to do something new and to put myself so out of my comfort zone that I would be scared, witless, but I have to do it because otherwise I let everyone else down. And I finished Panto on January the 13th. On January the 15th, I went on Loose Women and I didn't care anymore about what I thought people would think of me because I purposely put myself as somebody who feels sometimes a bit intimidated in environments that I can't control or worried about what people think, I thought if I do something so outside my comfort zone that I have to achieve, because if I don't do my script, if I don't perform, if I don't show up, I let everyone else down, right? I'm standing there in sequins on a blooming theatre having to sing and freaking perform and thinking, what the hell am I doing? Cringing as my wig falls off mid-sentence and having to ad-lib and say, and my wig has been defeated, and just curling up thinking, oh my God. And I thought, if I can go through all these embarrassments in front of the public who know Dame Kelly Holmes, double Olympic champion, then what else have I got to worry about? But it was only by doing that I then come on and I just thought, now I've got a grip of myself. Now I have my voice. I know who I am because I've been given that by having the freedom to live my life authentically. But I've also done something that we cringe about, putting ourselves outside our comfort zone. But when you put yourself outside your comfort zone, you learn so much about yourself.
Yes, it's
right?
so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. And so did you, when you were asked to do Panto, did you purposefully think this will be so good for me because this scares the shit out of me?
Yeah, I did. But it wasn't like flinging myself out a plane and having a heart attack.
But I was going to say, do you think you learnt that in the army, that if you push yourself so far out of your comfort zone, you do learn about yourself, and it's like taking one step back to take two forward? Yeah,
it was almost not so much in the army because that being regimented, you know what you have to do, you've got your job, and you know, there's obviously complex things in the military. You know, I was a woman in the military who mainly trained men. You know, there's lots of things that were there. But I think it was more the fact of I'd got to a point in life where I was my limit. I was holding myself back because I was now in a point of my life where I had total control over who I was, because now I have the freedom to be me. I did my documentary in June 2022, Kelly Holmes Being Me, and I felt I've got a grip of all that. But if I'm still feeling intimidated because I don't know now how to be the Kelly, just to be my personality, it's not really worry if people like me, don't like me, just to be me, who I know, hopefully I'm respectful, you know, I just am. If there was something that professionally is holding me back, being that I'm going into a small situation where I'm reverting back to the scared Kelly, I've got to do something that pushes me a bit more.
It's phenomenally self-aware.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have got my eyes wide open now, which I would never have done before. There's no way on this earth that I would have done Panto.
Chapeau to you. My God.
So it was a test. It was a learning. And some days I just thought, what the hell am I doing? But actually what I got out of the process, I love, you know. How I feel after it is just the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah. Well, it shines through. Today, we are going on a style journey.
Oh.
So how did you decide what you were putting on to come here today?
Well, I knew you were all trendy, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, gosh, you're going to look really posh and really cool, like you were at Buckingham Palace, and I was really jealous about everything you were wearing.
That was
you know what I mean?
slightly different.
I know. And then I thought, oh my gosh.
Come on, you look gorgeous at Buckingham Palace.
No, but I really just, like, last minute, I've got to go. It was like one of those 10 things on in a day and just turn up with whatever you've got on. And I looked at you like, oh, damn it, why didn't I wear that velvet suit? You know what I mean? Really, what cool one I've got.
But we'll get on to that in a minute.
You know, but yeah, how did I decide? Well, I have a few events I'm going to. I just wanted to be relaxed, have a little bit of edge, but just be, relaxed really. But still look okay, you know, because I'm going to Stock Exchange after. I didn't want to be all posh there. You're all cool. Didn't want to turn up in me tracksuit bottoms. You know
Hang on,
I mean?
I'm going to the Stock Exchange later. That is quite a little sort of...
yeah, they're doing it. It's Lesbian Visibility Week, which I hate that name, by the way. But it's Lesbian Visibility Week, and they're doing all these events, and they're closing the Stock Exchange as one of their profile events. So I said I'd go.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, you're looking cool for it.
Thanks.
Now, you grew up in Kent.
Yes.
Were you very aware of your mother's style? Because she was very young when she had you, wasn't she?
17. Yeah, if I look back on pictures, it was really in the 70s, the long hair, long hair down to the bum.
But were you aware of it?
No, I don't think I was really aware of her style. I think, you would know this over the generations. If you're in fashion, you know it. Whereas if you're not in fashion, people just wore whatever they either could afford or just liked, you know what I mean? And because she was young, she would have been in with the cool kids, you know what I mean? She liked the mods, she liked all of that. So she would have kind of reverted to her era of what's cool at that time. But I wasn't really aware of it, I don't think.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you thought you realised the impact of clothes?
Yeah, so I've had a sort of a journey with that as well, because having joined the military at 17, it was uniform. So uniform. It's very easy. You didn't have to think what you were wearing each day. And at the end of the day, you're in your, civvies, mainly tracksuits. So during that whole period of my life, from 17 to 27, it was very much that. And I didn't think about fashion at all. And also then I became an international athlete. So it was all about sportswear. And it wasn't like it is now, where people dress to look really good on the track. Unless you were Flojo, Florence Griffiths Joyner.
I was going to ask exactly that.
Yeah.
About, because you effectively went from one uniform track kit being the predominant clothing in your life, probably, and school uniform, I would think.
So school uniform and track before I went in the army.
And then into another uniform.
Yeah, the army. And then back to athletics uniform.
Yes. So then how did you become you in terms of style?
See, I don't think I did till really late, like really the last couple of years, because when I won my 2 gold medals from Athens, I was obviously catapulted into this spotlight, which wasn't as intense now, because obviously it was newspapers, radio, TV. It wasn't like social media.
Yeah.
I think Facebook only started in 2004.
Yeah.
So there wasn't that immediate profile need to be seen unless you went to an event. But I think I really conformed to what I thought society would have expected me to be. And again, this was about my inhibition, my worries about what people thought of me. So I used to have extensions that were long hair, and I'd wear dresses all the time to events because I felt like I had to fit in, had to just not shine, had to not stand out, because I was so worried about this judgment thing about me personally. So obviously if I went to events, I'd want to wear, something nice, but I wouldn't really have overthought it. It would be what I had in the cupboard and whatever. Whereas now, I really think about what I'm wearing, because I'm like, I like being edgy. I don't want to conform. If I want to wear a jumpsuit and everyone's wearing a dress, great. You wear a dress and I'll wear the jumpsuit. I like standing out now.
I mean, you famously came out in 2022.
Yes.
I mean, that must have been quite a seismic moment, to put it mildly. But did you find yourself thinking more about your personal style around that time, because you were probably more you? You were owning who you truly were?
So I went from almost wearing sort of subdued, I've always had this sort of alter ego of rock chick thing, which I've always wanted to be. But I kind of retained it a little bit and went with the don't stand out type of dress. And then what happened was, when I came out, I thought, right, I'm going to embrace colour. I'm wearing the brightest, loudest things, so I'm going to be seen. So I went to my first Pride in 2022 that I've ever been to, and I'm wearing this whole rainbow, long...
sort of kimono-y
Kimono,
type.
That's it, exactly that. And it had this whole big rainbow flag on the back, and it was colourful, and I loved it. And I stood on the stage in Trafalgar Square, basically saying, here I am. And I loved the colour. And then I went through everything was colour, colour, colour. And then it's been literally, that was for a year. And then towards the end of last year and coming in, like I say, into 2024, I'm just like, no, I wear what I like, when I like it, I'll see something. But I am more aware. I'm more aware of the fashion that I want to wear. You know what I mean? If I want to wear leather, I wear a leather jacket today, I'll wear a leather jacket. If I want to wear a velvet suit with something really, bizarre underneath, or show me bra. You know what I mean? I'm just embracing my style, whether it's like my hair or my clothes, my shoes. I'm just trying to do what I want to do.
Do you discuss clothes with your partner, Louise?
So we do. If we go to an event, she always says, "What should I wear?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like wear this or that." But she's seen a transformation in me because. I mean, I don't know if she likes it because she's not into all these events and things. So half the time she won't come.
Because you did your first, if I'm correct, public appearance at the Diversity Awards. And I thought you were quite coordinated in a really beautiful way, actually, because you had that gorgeous velvet suit on.
And she had a black dress. Yeah, it was just the fact that we do like, what I like about her, but it's just that she will make an effort when we go out. I think it's because this isn't her world, you know, the profile thing, she's not into that at all. So when she's coming out with me, she's really conscious because she wants to make an effort, but she's not really into certain fashions as such. And we don't go everywhere together. No. And actually, I prefer doing my own thing because I think like somebody that's not in that world, it's almost like feels like they've been dragged.
It's quite unfair because it throws a massive spotlight.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that. So she'll come to things that really matter. Or we've got a lot of friendship groups now, which is lovely, and she'll come to those. So
Have you ever used a stylist for those big moments?
A couple of times I have. I need to use them far more because, you know, I know the benefit of stylists, really do. And so that is one thing that I'd like to start to do now is use a stylist who gets that point of this is Kelly and how do we bring her alive, you know what I mean? Because the thing is I've found with fashion, if I'm running around trying to find something to wear, there's limited on the high street of putting things together. Like I wouldn't, you know.
It takes time.
Yeah, it really does.
It takes a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
And then an eye and a skill and all of that. So
I definitely would like to use the stylist more going forward.
What would you say is the sexiest look for you?
Oh, that's a good one. So I do wear dresses occasionally back again now, but I think I went to this event. Where did I go? Oh, it was in Manchester, and we went out with Dr. Range and his mate Tom.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were taking me to all these nightclubs, and this is all very new to me as well, going with people to nightclubs and gay nightclubs and whatever. I just never did it. So I'm like, yeah, take me out. I'll go out. I like a drink. I like balance. I like keeping fit, but I also like a night out. And we went there and I was wearing these sort of silver baggy jeans and this see-through sequin top with my bra showing. And I was like, I would never normally do that.
But
I felt really cool.
Yeah.
As well. You know what I mean? I felt sexy and I felt cool.
Well, because you're an athlete. You're obviously in great shape. Are you conscious of your shape affecting your choice of clothes? Because I couldn't help but notice that fabulous red velvet suit, but with the sheer top and the washboard abs, Mrs. Washboard, that you could see through the sheer top.
That was daring for me, though. I don't like getting I don't know why I don't like getting my stomach out.
Get them out, girl.
No.
Well, you can.
I'm more conscious of that, I suppose, because when I was running, I was so ripped. You know what I mean? And now it's like, okay, well, I'm more, you know.
Still ripped.
I've got definition, but it's not like how I'd want it.
Fundamentally, who do you think you dress for?
Me. Definitely for me now. I have, no qualms about it.
What is stay-at-home slob out Kelly wearing?
Oh, a hoodie. I love a hoodie. You know, like with the hood and I like that.
Oversized?
Oversized hoodie, laying on the sofa. My best night that I can say is a Saturday night in front of trash television, having an Indian, chocolate, a gin, a me hoodie, and telling everyone else to bugger off, leave me alone.
And wearing what with your hoodie? Anything?
Some knickers.
Okay. How would you want someone to describe your style DNA in 3 words?
I don't know. I should ask you, shouldn't I? You're the guru.
I am
you're
asking
the expert.
you.
Yeah, but you're the you are Miss Fashion.
But there's an element of rock chick there.
Yeah, so I like that. Yeah, maybe because my hairstyle and things and my piercings. So I don't know, edgy. Maybe the same edgy, a little bit what chick. I don't know. What's the other word? Just vivacious. Just wears what she wants.
I think colourful.
Yeah, I add it in here and
Yeah.
there.
Do you think you've got a style icon?
See, what I do is I look at people and I think, oh, I really like what you're wearing, and it suits your demeanour. Because I think people that really know who they are, the way they dress, just like it's just easy. They just
Part
look
of them.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you, like not being funny, but when you turned up at the Buckingham Palace, you can just see that you know what to wear, and you just think, wow, you just look so great.
I
and
reached for the one pink thing in my wardrobe.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like you can see certain people who just, when they wear something, they just look good. They're not over trying. People that over try probably doesn't suit their image because they're thinking they've got to conform. And this is the thing. When you own you just wear what you want and you actually fit into it. It fits you lovely. You can see that.
Can we talk about your hair for a minute?
Oh, gosh, yes, okay.
Love it.
Right.
What's inspired this evolution?
Okay, so there was something very personal that started. So I used to have like the extensions or was texturized or whatever, and my mum passed away. And I'd always been saying to my mum, yeah, I just want a bit of me. And it was at the time, it was 2017, where I was really getting to a point in my life. I was 47 and I hated living the life that I was living, that I just couldn't be me. And she's always wanted me just to be me, to live my life. You know, all my friends and family know I was gay.
Exactly who you were.
Yeah. All my friends, my close friends and family have always, you know, they just love me. They don't care.
Of course.
You know, that's the side of me that I live. And because she'd seen me in the public eye and also conforming, but also people like your friends and family can see the real you, like quite sad, not really happy, not really sort of feeling it and going out and putting a face on, you know, because you have to. And she always wanted to be me. And there was something, I used to go to the same hairdresser all the time. And I said to her, one day, we kept looking at stars like pink and all that lot. And I go, one day I'm going to be brave enough, I'm going to shave that side off. And it was literally the morning of my mother's funeral.
Wow.
A cremation that I went in, sat down, I said, shave off this side. And my hair was a bit longer, it's being texturised and things. And she went, what, today? And I went, shave it off. I said, because the thing is, only today I got more choice than my mother. Yeah. I can just shave it off. Yeah. She's not got a choice. And it did start the change in me. Yeah. So I did the undercut one side off, and I remember turning up at the funeral and everyone was like, oh my God, that's really cool. And I kind of felt good because I didn't care on that day what people thought. Then, of course, I was going back to normal life and everyone doing my speaking engagements and doing my army role, you know, putting on my beret and turning up as a honorary colonel with tattoos, a shaved head and all these earrings. And I just thought, what they're going to say? And I remember this other colonel, this woman said to me, don't change it. I love it because everyone else is so stiff and all the guys are going to be... And I thought, so I just thought, right, I just have to do it. So, and then it sort of evolved in the past few years since, you know, we had lockdown.
Same hairdresser?
Yeah, I had two that I'd always use. And then I started just to, I got extensions to get the colour in. Well, I coloured my hair, I went blonde from the dark black, and I went, you know, real blonde, and I've had peroxide, and, you know, it's broken off, and then I dye it again, and then I have extensions, and now I quite like it at the moment. Quite feeling it. I
love it. How do you actually plan what you're wearing to what? I'm amazed that you do it without a stylist.
Oh, I tell you, it's the drama. That is the drama in my life. It's lastminute.com.
Is your wardrobe military style?
No, I went through a phase of having, I've got every single colour of the rainbow in jackets, like everything. So I did go like, you know, Richard of York, give battle and vain. I've got me red, me orange, me yellow. I've got them all out. And that's one full up with all these colours and styles and fabrics of jackets. I've got into loving suits. Yeah. I love a good suit. Yeah. You know, if I'm doing my speaking engagement, it makes me feel powerful. I trend it up a bit. I don't do it formal. I love a good suit. So I think that's become a little bit of my style, with a nice waistcoat when I'm doing my speaking. So I think I've started to understand what I like on my day-to-day job life.
Yes.
It's what do I want to wear when I'm just going out with my mates, that I've started to be a bit more kind of funky.
Yeah.
The issue I have is, what do I want to wear at these higher profile events when you're up against everyone else that does have a stylist, everyone that's wearing something new in the
Get a
day.
stylist.
I've got to do it.
Just
That's my
because
next stage.
It will be fun.
Yeah.
And clothes
Yeah.
should be fun, you know, and they should empower us and
Yeah.
cocoon us and
Yeah.
all of those things.
So I want to do that, and I want to start having photo shoots and owning my style a bit, because I've never done that. So, you know, I've done a photo shoot for someone, but I want to kind of go my own photo shoot, style it up, pull it out there. I just want to inspire women who either follow me or don't, with the new me, to invigorate and motivate, because I think there's so many people that get to an age where they either find themselves socially, or they've gone through breakups or something that's caused them to open their eyes and shock. Like, you know, like you just think,
And also,
who am I?
Age, as a, you know, it's more specifically as a woman than a man, I think, because our bodies might change, and we just go through these different chapters, pre, post menopause, whatever it is, and so we sort of need to just check in with our style every chapter or every decade or whatever it is. I would think there would be magazines gagging to do photo shoots with you.
I do think it is a slightly different situation where you go to these events.
It is.
Right?
It's quite surreal, actually.
You feel like you have to make whatever you've got to be seen. There's a likelihood, you know, you don't want to feel like, oh, I didn't just like. So it is very different in the mindset of my mates that just, you know, they don't go out that much, and we go out and they're worrying about us going to the local, you know, takeaway or something. You know what I mean? Like,
and you have
restaurant.
a profile, and you're messaging to a degree about who you are and what you are,
and own it. And also, I think I don't want people to feel they should be giving up on them when they get slightly older.
I totally
don't give up.
agree.
Just actually, these are ages where you can say, I'm going to make the most of my life, because most of the time we go through a primitive years of finding who we are and getting a job and relationships, and then we get to certain ages. You mentioned perimenopause and menopause, where we change. We change because our hormones are changing, our viewpoints changing, our attitudes and our health is changing. You know, and then actually you get to a point in life where you go, hold on a minute. And I know it sounds bad, but my mum passed away at 65, and I think to myself, I don't know, and we don't know how long we've got. So
really
why
don't.
don't we just grab us, and why do it for us, not other people?
Yeah.
So I think that you do, and chapters are important. And actually, people can look great. People worry about how they look because they worry about their body image, you know, whether their complexion or their hair. But actually, we all have a style, really. And there's so many means. I mean, you know how many means there are to find things that might suit you, or ways of finding something that could suit you.
Yeah.
So people should, just feel proud of themselves a bit more. So that's what I just think. If I can be somebody at the age I am now who says, actually, now I'm starting to own
There's
it.
any
It's
magazine
important.
editor listening to this, get her into the
Let's do
studio. Let's talk about travel for a moment. I mean, you're a well-known face. Are you very aware of what you wear to travel in?
Yeah, I mean, I like to be comfortable, but I also like to not look a state when I'm travelling. You're going on a plane. But I like to be comfortable. So I do find a nice jog suit, but I don't look like I'm going out for a run. I'll make it coordinate and have my nice trainers on, and I have my hoodie, but it looks really cool, with my layers. So I do think about it. It's that I just like to feel proud of myself. I think sometimes it's a bit of pride in what you are.
And that is not a dirty word.
No. I think if you feel
from it.
pride in your appearance, it can make you also feel good. The moment you let go of that, then your attitude will be like that.
Yeah. Are you a good packer or a bad packer?
Oh, well, Louise said I'm a really bad packer. I got to throw it in last minute. She's all like rolling everything up and she goes, "You've got so much space." And I'm like, okay, shoving it in. So yeah, bad packer.
If you're going away for more than overnight, how many bags do you honestly take?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I do take a lot. I take a massive bag and the trolley bag and a rucksack, and I have my handbag.
It's a good thing you're an athlete.
Yeah. I do. When everyone sees me and I go around on the days and they're going, "Where have you come from?" And then they go to pick up my bag and they go, "What the hell have you got in it?" I said, "Every day's a training day." I'm piling as much. You never know what's going to happen in your day.
Talking about training, what athletic brands do you like?
Well, I've been wearing Brooks shoes, but I was sponsored by Reebok. I was sponsored by Nike once when I was an athlete. I like Sweaty Betty, but I also just like comfortable clothes as well. But I, because with running now, it's like it's like shocks for the headphones, bone conductors,
Really?
yeah. So they basically, they sit here in your temples so that you can hear the music and the traffic. So it's all about safety when you run as well.
Yeah, rather than the AirPods that block everything out.
AirPods. I have a flip belt to put my phone in. It's all like quite meticulous. I wear, sport compression socks.
But the military training did not go amiss, did
it? No. When I'm running now, I need to run well, so I've got to look after myself. It's funny because I was running the other day and I was thinking, what's the safety tips I can give people because a lot of people go to me, "Oh, I could never run. I don't really know the first thing." And actually there's basic principles of running, and it does come down to what you're wearing and your kit.
Yeah.
High vis, supportive, bras for women.
Yeah.
That's a really big thing. Even if you don't have boobs like me, it's so important to have
Yeah.
supportive bras.
Yeah.
It's having materials that allow you to sweat better or don't rub and chafe.
Yeah.
So actually, fashion isn't more about exactly the colours and the bands. It's what you wear so that you can perform better.
Just coming back to your wardrobe, what, if anything, do you feel you've got an excessive amount of?
Oh my God, suits and jackets. I have lots and lots of jackets for suits of every colour.
And guilty secret, what is the most expensive item of clothing that you've ever bought? Now, you don't have to tell me the price tag.
No.
But you could just describe it to me.
I would say shoes.
Really?
Yeah,
Heel? Flat?
a heel. Yeah, I've got some really nice brands of shoes.
By who? Which designers do you...
I've got some Jimmy shoes. I always think, I'm going to backtrack. I always think that if you have one nice staple piece, so like whether it's a really nice jacket, even if it's quite expensive, you can have other things that are less expensive.
I totally agree with that.
So sometimes I could have a really lovely pair of shoes that all eyes are on the shoes.
Yeah.
But the outfit doesn't have to be so expensive as long as it fits nicely.
Somehow doesn't feel as clever anyhow, does it? If everything's very expensive.
No. And I think the other thing that I've learned is tailoring. So sometimes I really love a suit, but I'm only 5'3 3/4. So the trousers seem to be so excessively long and you get put off by it. But if I go to a tailor's and I get them fitted to me, they can look stunning with a lovely heel. So for me now, it's about, I might find something, and it doesn't always have to be an expensive item, but if it's tailored to you, it can look amazing. It can look like you've had it made. So that's my biggest thing, because my close network group are everyday people that do a 9-to-5 daily job that don't have money, and they then worry about coming to events with me and what they're going to wear. And I always say to them, look, I just want you to come because you're my mate. But if you want some advice, wear this, but just get it cut in or wear a belt with it or, kind of look at what you're wearing and is it a pop of colour? I'm not a fashion guru by any means, but having lived the life where you have to be seen, there's certain things that you get to see and hear, right?
But that sounds very wise.
Yeah.
Very wise.
You know, it's even a nice handbag that can be glitzy, because people's eyes are just on either the glitz or the colour or the pop or the style, right? So that's what I say to them, and it puts them at ease.
What's your approach to sustainable fashion?
Well, put it this way, as we speak and I'm on your podcast, I'm going to an awards where I'm getting an award and I'm wearing exactly the same jumpsuit I wore at another event about 4 weeks ago. One, because I really like it.
Bravo
Two,
is all I will say to
and I'm
that.
just wearing a different colour shoes, right? But I love this outfit. Not many people saw me in it other than at this event. I didn't get snapped everywhere. I didn't even put the photo out. And I thought, I really like it. I spent money on this. I'm going to wear it again.
Great. I have a hashtag for it.
Go on.
Rewear, don't care.
There you go.
And
That's
I
what I'm
think
gonna
if
do.
you've got something you love, wear it and wear it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, because you do get to a point. Again, it is the being in the public hangover, is that you get snapped. You have to put it up. You don't want to be seeing it again. And I've just got to a point where I thought, I don't actually have time to go out all the time.
And I think we've moved on from that, actually. I think it now, you know,
Sustainability.
it looks clever. You know, when you think of even sort of the royal family who get photographed all the time, when Kate wears something again and again, it's everyone's clapping.
You can still look slightly different. You know, you can wear the different shoes or the jewellery or the handbag or a jacket over it, and it makes a different look. So that's what I thought. Oh, I'm wearing what I wanted to wear tonight.
Good. Let's spin on to some quick fire questions.
Okay.
What fashion advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Don't care what people think.
What fashion trend would you most like to see make a comeback?
I used to have jeans with the pipe down the side. Do you remember the whole drain pipe jeans with a colour, and then you had the belt? That's going well back into my youth. Or the shoes, the kickers. Used to have kickers.
I loved my kickers.
Kickers.
Which fashion or beauty trend would you consign to room 101?
Oh, the thin eyebrows that they used to have. Don't ever bring them back. The real, just like a little slip. Please don't bring them back.
Your last impulse buy?
This leather jacket that I have on right now.
Your views on tattoos?
Love them. I have 13. I'm going to get another one. I want a half a sleeve.
Beauty treatment you couldn't give up?
Facials.
High end or high street?
Both.
Bling or bear?
Bling.
Minimalism or maximalism?
Oh, you know, they say the less is more, but it depends what you're going to.
On the fence. Crocs, cute or puke?
Oh, puke.
Sneakers or stilettos?
Sneakers any day.
Skinnies or boyfriends or wide legs?
Oh, well, skinnies are making a comeback, as you know, but I'm probably in the middle of the boyfriend.
Bodycon or boho?
Yeah, bodycon.
Sports luxe or rock chick?
Rock chick.
Red carpet or relax?
Relax.
Trend or style?
A little bit of both, depending on what the trend is.
Colour or monochrome?
Both.
Experimental or uniform?
Experimental.
Having spent half of your life in uniform.
Exactly.
Cashmere or cotton?
Oh. Most of my things are cotton. They're just every day, isn't it?
Hoarder or editor?
Hoarder.
Shapewear or sexy lingerie?
Shapewear.
Tights or stockings?
Oh, neither.
Bikini or one piece?
Bikini.
Beanie or beret?
Beanie.
And finally, at the end of the day, what do you or don't you wear in bed?
Nothing. I go commando.
Dame Kelly Holmes, MBE. I cannot thank you enough. What a pleasure this conversation has been. Really great fun, and I could have talked all afternoon.
Oh, thank you. And can I have your jacket?